Hello, my friends, and welcome. Welcome to another episode where I review modern fountain pens. Today, I have a modern fountain pen for you, quite a big and massive fountain pen. I believe it was made in the 1980s or in the 1990s. What is interesting about this fountain pen is, of course, its size. It is a massive, massive pen, but also the fact that we have a metallic piece and the metal is sterling silver. And if we zoom on the ending of the cap, we can see that we have 925, guys. So I hope you can see. Let me zoom a little bit for you. So definitely we have 925, which stands for solid silver, and we have another hallmark. It is not visible. I presume that also something related to the hallmark of silver, but specific to a country. Well, if you ask me, I believe that this is an Italian luxury product. It is a shame that we don't have other marks on it to point the producer of this fountain pen. Let me compare it just for a size reference to a Lamy 2000. You can see how massive this fountain pen is. Again, I compare it with a piston filler, but you will see that this uses ink cartridges. I did not pay a large sum of money for it. Of course, I bought it second hand, I believe from the flea market, and I paid only 100 lace or 20 euros or 20 American dollars for it. And you will see why. If I take out the cap, you can see it's a pressure fit cap. It reveals a beautiful nib, a big nib, size number 6, I think, but not a solid gold nib, but a gold plated nib. It has those engravings on it and that little circle, iridium point. So, a iridium point nib. Definitely the first time I've seen this type of nib with these engravings on it. I can't say it was made in China or in Germany by a nib producer. You can see only these clues we have on it. And if we turn it, we can see a giant feeder, a plastic feeder. So a quite large piece. I'm not so thrilled about this metallic ending. Probably you know, if you own a Pelican M800, you must be very careful with this metallic ending. If you don't clean your fountain pen after you use it and the ink gets in contact with this metallic part, in time it could oxidize, and it's not pleasant to see the end result of the corrosive actions of the ink. Like I told you, this is a cartridge filler, and if we unscrew the barrel, we can see that. Another thing that I'm not particularly fond about is that we have these plastic threads over here. Although this is a solid plastic piece, you can see quite thick. You can see it's quite durable, but I prefer that this was also metal like this part is. So a solid silver barrel, a solid silver cap, and quite a nice looking nib, although it's not a full gold nib. Probably it was made by some Italian fashion brand back in the 1980s or in the 1990s. Again, from time to time, I see from Italy solid silver pieces, but usually the solid silver pieces came also with a solid gold nib, a 14 karat nib. But it is not the first time that I've seen a solid silver sterling silver fountain pen that is fitted with a simple steel nib, gold plated or not. So this is quite a big fountain pen. And by the way, guys, being such a big and a metallic piece, it weighs quite a lot. I will leave its dimensions on the screen, and after that we will do its writing sample. Now I will change the angle of the camera, guys, for you to see better the writing sample. Let me put the camera like this. And now I have here my notepad, and we will do its writing sample right over here. For the writing sample, I will use a ink cartridge. I'm not so sure. I think I will use a colored ink cartridge. Maybe I can find. I was thinking about a green one, but I don't have a green one, so I will choose this. Let me see, this pink one. I have here a pink ink cartridge. International size ink cartridge. This is a small variant. And now let me see. Okay, I will open the fountain pen. Let me put the barrel over here. It stands. And now, guys, I will insert the ink cartridge. I'm sorry, I think it's water. Probably I've cleaned it. Let me see. Yes, you heard that click. Yes, it's simple plain water. I think I cleaned it. And probably you can see, I think it had some blue colored ink inside of it. So definitely you won't see a pink sample. It will be definitely contaminated with this dark blue ink, so you will see what color we have. So this is the sterling, and you can see it doesn't write for the first time. And you know the procedure, guys. I will push on this cartridge in order for the ink to go down on the feeder and on the nib, and in the same time I'm trying to write with it. So let me see, guys. Pressure, and yes, so you can see definitely a dark shade of the ink. Now I hope that we can write with it. Let me see. And yes, definitely we can write with it. I'm sorry, guys, I've wasted this pink interesting ink, but we will write with it as it is. No problem, you get the idea. So definitely it has lots of ground to be cleaned. So if I tried to clean it with a simple flash of water, I think I did not do a great job. So this is the sterling silver 925 fountain pen. I don't like it because probably you can't see it on the camera, but definitely I need to apply lots of pressure in order for it to write, and this is not a good thing. Well, I think it would recover in time. So sterling silver 925 fountain pen, probably made in Italy. Probably made in Italy in the 1980s, and you can see it loses the ink flow. 1980s or the 1990s. I'm sorry about this, guys. I think yes. Now we have better ink flow. So made in Italy during the 1980s, 1990s. I paid for it second hand around 100 lei, or approximately 20 euros or 20 American dollars. I did not pay a large sum of money because we have only a steel nib, not solid gold, only gold plated, a gold plated nib. Let me tell you, I'm not so pleased we have this ink flow problem. Not so sure. Probably an M nib for a medium nib, and quite a large number 6 nib. I think it's quite a large nib. It has of course an iridium point to it, and it writes like it writes. I don't think we have a flexible nib, but I will test it. And interesting, it has some line variance, but I won't call it a flexible nib. Let me do also the nail test, and as you can see, the tines are quite stuck together. So in my point of view, no flex, but definitely I believe I have a line variance, and I'm not putting pressure on it here, and now I'm putting pressure. So definitely you can see we have a line variance depending on the pressure you exert on the nib. It seems to be a juicy nib, and you can see here quite a juicy nib. Let me see if we can reverse right read it. Reverse writing. So although it loses a little bit its ink flow, which doesn't scratch, definitely a capability. It writes like an F in reverse writing, but because it loses the ink flow, which is present also in normal writing, I think it is possible to reverse write it, but for short periods of time. I think it is a good signature piece. Yes, it is quite nice. And now I will tell you about the Fox. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And again, I'm not so happy with the fact that I need to put quite a lot of pressure on it in order to write well. Probably I did not do a good job cleaning it before I started this review. I think that if you clean it, it should behave better. It is what it is, guys. A luxury product, nevertheless. I don't know what it cost when it was new, but judging by the attention to details, I think it costs quite a nice sum of money. It is definitely a man's product. It is fitted for large hands, and probably a gift made by a company to its employees or to its clients. Definitely solid silver metallic body, so this means a high quality product. But again, when you do a high quality product, make sure you fit it with a nice nib, and this nib is quite nice. The only flaw to it, as you've seen, it is that ink flow problem. Maybe it needs to be flashed with water another time. Maybe someone used it and let it with the ink to dry on that canal, and definitely you see that canal is not cleaned properly. So guys, this was my review of this giant luxury product, probably made in Italy in the 1980s or in the 1990s. Tell me what you think about this giant in the comments. I will wish you to have, and again the inflow problem, have a nice day, my friends, wherever you are. I hope you've enjoyed the review of this giant sterling silver fountain pen. If you've enjoyed this review, please subscribe to my channel to support my activity. I will see you again at the next episode. Till then, bye bye, my friends, and God bless.